Hello, welcome. Dr. Sushma Singh this side. Today we are going to start Unit 11, Gender Perspective on Development. This unit on gender perspective on development in a way is a continuation of our previous unit, which is on social and human development. The human development approach goes beyond growth as an indicator of development to assessing other more important indicators which directly address the issue of well-being and empowerment. If asks the question who gets what from the development process, this unit 2 addresses the same question with reference to women. Though women constitute nearly half of the total human population, their share in the fruits of development is abysmally low. This low status has raised the issue of what development ought to be. Gender perspective, it is felt, has to be an integral part of any development process. Women have always been a part of the survival of any community. Not only have they taken up the primary responsibility of rearing the young and integrating them into the ways of society, they have also worked toward the fulfillment of everyday needs of the family and the community. Women cook, clean, wash, gather food and fuel, till land, work in offices as labor, etc. However, only some of their work is acknowledged. This has been the root problem of looking at women as separate entities and not as an integral part of the development process. With increasing debates on these women's issues, there has been an acknowledgement for the need to add a gender perspective into the development discourse. In this unit, we will address issues related to this. We will also look at the Indian scenario and examine various planning initiatives to see how far we have reached in making women an integral part of development discourse. Before we go on to do that, we will first try and understand what we mean by the term gender. Now let us start the first topic, the concept of gender. When we use the term male and female, we commonly refer to the anatomical differences between these two sexes. When we use the word gender, however, we are going beyond anatomical or biological differences between the male and female to their socially constituted roles and status. For example, when one uses the word femininity, the social expectations of feminine qualities may be nurturing, caring, delicate, irrational, intuitive, submissive, non-aggressive, etc. When a woman does not meet these social expectations of feminine attributes, she may be considered not female enough or transgressing her role either as daughter, mother, sister, all of which have some role expectations. These roles, as you might be aware, are socially conditioned and arise of structure of power. In a patriarchal setup, the entire system is geared toward keeping women at a lower level. The tilt of power and status in such institutional differentiation clearly favors the male, with the establishment of asymmetrical relationship of dominance. However, despite such divisions being almost universal, nuances and impact of gender vary significantly across situations and contexts. As a variable of social stratification, gender has to be analyzed in association with other variables like class, race, ethnicity, and caste. Gender relations contribute to the social meaning of female and male and thus depend on the consideration of appropriate behavior and activity for women and men. The focus of gender in practice is on small roles and the nature of interaction between women and men. The valid understanding then is that gender relations are also social relations and not biological or natural. When assessing development with reference to women, we are in essence trying to understand this gender aspect of women. Having understood the term gender, let us now look at how women's issue came up in development discourse. Gender is one of the key terms for social analysis. It is important to understand the social, economic, political, and cultural forces that determine how men and women participate in and benefit from the development process. Like all other social relations, gender relationships are also affected by the and have an effect on how societies and economies change over time. The processes of socialization and social relations of production have a distinct impact on the location of women's life across countries and regions. Here we want to close this lecture. Thanks for listening.